Won't you just introduce me to a rich guy? I can't tell you how often people say that. They call up. In fact, I was on the phone yesterday with a guy. He calls up and I said, how can I help you? And he says, listen, all I need is a couple introductions to a rich guy, or maybe you want to put some money into my deal. Easy enough, right? And I said, you know what? Tell me a little bit about your deal. Tell me a little bit about what you're doing, what you're going to do with the money, what's going to happen, how am I going to get my money back, plus more. And the guy struggled to really give me a compelling explanation about what was going to happen. And this is part of what people who raise money at an early stage fail to understand, is they aren't really thinking about what's going on the other side of the table, what's happening for the investor in that relationship. And that's why, even if I introduce you to a rich guy, you probably couldn't close him if you don't know what you're doing. It really takes three things to make investors close. There's three things to fund your deal the way that you want. Here's what it is. First, you need to have a steady stream of leads. You absolutely have to have access to people that have the capital to put in your deals. Nobody disagrees. You got to have that. The second thing, though, that you got to have is you got to have a deal that people can say yes to. If you give them a deal that's terribly one-sided or onerous or in some other way investor unfriendly, then they're not saying yes. I mean, that's just how it is. Now, that being said, it has to also work for you. It has to be friendly to the promoter. And we've done other videos on this topic. So really, you can go back and review a lot of these things about investor-friendly terms and ways to take fees and other kinds of things that we've already discussed. The third thing that you have to bring to the table is some background or track record. Now, you don't have to bring all the track record yourself. You can partner with people, but your team, and remember that syndication is a team sport. So your team as in aggregate has to bring these skills to the table. And if you don't bring them to the table, then investors are going to ask you questions that are going to be very embarrassing to you. So they're going to say, well, listen, I see you have a lot of people lined up ready to invest. And I see that you have a pretty nice deal. It's been pretty well organized. It's pretty investor friendly. Tell me a little bit about your background. If you don't have a background that supports what it is that you're out there trying to do, it's going to be very difficult for you to get people to get on your coattails and say, you know what, I want to follow you. I want to be part of what you're doing. Very difficult if you're not well organized. So you really have to have these three big things going. One, you have to have the ability to generate a steady stream of leads, but you have to have the right kind of a deal for people to say yes to, and you have to have the right kind of background that makes people want to jump on board with you. And if you don't have those three things organized properly, you're really going to struggle. And that's the kind of thing that we really encourage you to go out and build and have organized properly, because once you do that, you're going to be much more successful. You're going to struggle a lot less. Money will flow in. And once you kind of get in the rhythm of generating the money pours in. And that's really the way that this business works. It's a great business. So go out and stake your claim.